رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما اللهم اجعلني وإياكم من الفائزين. I give brothers and sisters all praise to Allah, the Lord of mercy and the giver of mercy. And peace and blessings be upon the Messenger of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad, his family, his family, and his companions with their affection. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his bounty and blessings. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep each one of those bounties in us. Ameen. I'm so happy and glad to see you all today. This blessed Jummah. And Jumu'ah to all of you. Even though we cannot see the entire face of each other, but at least, alhamdulillah, that we see each other, we gather together, and we all the most of the time we don't realize a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until we need it. Most of the time we don't see the bounty and the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until we need it. And I'm sure that none of us is comfortable to have that much on the face. It's hard to see, it's hard to count. We don't see the side of each other. I'm pretty sure that you're smiling now, but we cannot see that smile. And this is by itself tells us a lot about how we should appreciate the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah that everybody is here. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove and take away this pandemic so that we can go back to our normal lives. And once we are there, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the shakirin, those who are permanently thankful to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, we are approaching the end of this blessed month. I am pretty sure that this year Ramadan was different. It was different because we couldn't attend the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we had our plans, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His own plans. And for sure, the plans that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has for us are better than what we plan for ourselves. We must be sure of that. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses for us is better than what we choose for ourselves. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for us is better than what we want for ourselves. Abdi anta turid wa ana urid. Oh my servant, you want something and I want something else. فَإِن سَلَّمْتَ لِي فِيمَا أُرِيدُ أَعْطَيْتُكَ مَا أُرِيدُ. So if you submit your affairs and what you want to me, I will give you what you want. وَإِن نَازَعْتَنِي فِيمَا أُرِيدُ أَتَحَدَّثُ بِمَا أُرِيدُ. And if you fight with me for that which I want for you, then I will really give you a hard time for you to reach what you want. وَلَا يَكُونُ إِلَّا مَا أُرِيدُ. And at the end of the day, it is only that which I have chosen and decreed for you which will be. SubhanAllah, when we approach this current situation with hearts that are submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it doesn't matter where we are. Yes, inside ourselves, we miss the place, we miss the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We miss the place, we miss the ibadah together. But at the end of the day, again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His plans. لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُحْدِثُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ أَمْرًا. Hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show us after this pandemic something that we never expected. And we should always think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala positively. أنا عند ظن عبدي بي فليظن بما يشاء. I am what my servant thinks of me, so let my servant think of me what he wants and what he wants. So let us think all think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a positive and beautiful way and accept this situation and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the same time to take it away and to grant us a long life in His obedience. Amen. My dear brothers and sisters, there was a woman, a lady in Mecca, who was mentally ill. What she used to do at the beginning of the day, she used to sit down. She used to sit down and put together her thread. Right? She spends the whole day just putting together and making her thread. And then when it's the end of the day, she just undoes what she did all over the day. Just think of someone who will spend the whole day working on something or building something, and at the end of the day, he will just destroy it. No, Sayyidina Umar, radiallahu anhu wa arda, before he became a Muslim, he used to worship a statue of candy. When he wakes up in the morning, he makes that statue of candy. He would worship that statue until lunchtime. Then when he feels hungry, he just eats it. Right? This is how subhanAllah, nonsensical their worship was. But subhanAllah, Umar before Islam and Umar after he became a Muslim are two different things. Right? Sayyidina Rasulullah noticed the common sense and the strength in Sayyidina Umar. So that's why even before he became a Muslim, he used to make this dua for him. He used to say, Allahumma isur hada ad-deen bi ahad al-umarayn. Oh Allah, bring success and victory to this deen through one of the two Umars. Umar ibn al-Hakam and Umar ibn al-Khattab. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the barakah of the da'wah of Rasulullah in Sayyidina Umar. Right? So again, none of us would like to spend the whole day building something and at the end of the day just destroy it. But that was the case of that lady in Mecca. She used to put together her thread for the whole day, and then at the end of the day she would just undo it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed a Quran to the day of judgment that we recite to describe that what that woman used to do. In Surah Al-Nahl, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse 91, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّتِي نَقَضَتْ غَزْلَهَا مِنْ بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. And do not be like the lady who undoes the thread which she has spun after it has become strong. You know, when you read this ayah in the Quran, maybe we say to ourselves, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about something? So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why it matters for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to share with us the story of a woman, a lady who was mentally ill, and we find that verse in Quran, and that Quran will be recited over and over until the day of judgment. Why? For sure, there is a great lesson that we should get from this ayah and from the story of this lady. And this tells us, my dear brothers and sisters, about, in one way, what we do all over the month of Ramadan. We may spend the whole month of Ramadan, alhamdulillah, engaged in qiyam, in siyam, in dhikr, in ibadah, in dua, in giving charity, right? In attending the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then when Ramadan is over, we just undo whatever we used to do during the month of Ramadan. We just lose whatever we did over the month of Ramadan. We just destroy and ruin what we have been doing all over the month of Ramadan. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving this example for us. That we should make sure that whatever we invested in during the month of Ramadan, for example, as Ramadan is the context, right? Whatever we invested during the month, we want to make sure that we don't destroy it after the month of Ramadan. But we should continue. Ramadan is a blessing that was not given to any ummah on this earth except to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not a day or two. It's not an hour or two. It's a whole 30 days of fasting and qiyam, dhikr, aimed to really take us from the time of habit and routine to the time of ibadah. This is the purpose of Ramadan, my dear brothers and sisters. So if Ramadan is over and then we go back to our normal habits and our routine, it means that we did not get it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us in Ramadan and after Ramadan. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us strive always to worship Him and to gain His satisfaction with us until we meet Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. And worship your Lord until you die. وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. إذا سيدنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, you know, when he died, alayhi salatu wasalam, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, nobody accepted that, including Sayyidina Umar. Nobody accepted that. Nobody expected one day the Prophet to depart this life. Nobody imagined their lives without Rasulullah around. And therefore it was a big shock for this, even for the great Sahaba of Rasulullah. Sayyidina Umar is a great example of that. When he heard that Rasulullah died, what he said, whoever says or declares that the Prophet died, I'm going to cut his head. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr stood firmly to really make sure that the hearts of the Sahaba are not shaped and are not trembled against this reality. So he said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him. أيها الناس من كان يعبد محمدا فإن محمدا قد مات. Whoever worships the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ has departed. He died. You must take it. You must accept it. ومن كان يعبد الله فإن الله حي لا يموت. And whoever worships Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is everlasting. And using the same analogy, you can say whoever worships Ramadan, Ramadan is departing in the next few days. And whoever worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there. Our connection after Ramadan with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be better than before Ramadan. Our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our commitment, our dedication to the ibadah should be much better to what it has been before Ramadan. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, I want you just to take this question with you in your mind and in your heart. What are my plans after Ramadan to preserve and maintain what I gained in Ramadan? And therefore, and accordingly, we should sit down with ourselves and list some priorities in our lives. We all know our strengths and our weaknesses better than anybody else. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, I'm not here to tell you do this or don't do that. But I leave it to you to sit down and try to think. What do I need to improve? How can I preserve fasting in my life? Rasulullah used to fast Mondays and Thursdays. He used to fast al-ayyam al-bid, the 13, 14, and 15 of every month, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to preserve the ibadah of fasting. Rasulullah used to wake up in the last third of the night and make tahajjud and qiyam. We can do that, we can maintain it as individuals with our families once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every month. And within our communities, we have to do the same thing. We should establish that Qiyam practice once. One who starts reading Quran from the beginning and he continues reading until he finishes. And once he finishes, he goes back again and he starts reading. And he keeps that cycle of reading and rereading Quran taking place again and again in our lives. So it's not just in Ramadan, but it should be all over our lives, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make what comes after Ramadan better than what we had in Ramadan, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and bless the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless the humanity and move this pandemic away. Ameen, ameen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to include us in His mercy with His mercy. My dear brothers and sisters, just quick, inshallah, reminders about the Eid, right? The Eid, inshallah, is going to be in the next day or two, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and therefore we should have an idea about some adab, some manners of the Eid. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the day of Eid used to take a shower, take a bath, and put some nice clothing, put some perfume, alayhi salatu wasalam. Maybe, alhamdulillah, we are doing already that. But again, do it with the niyyah of Eid. Do it with the niyyah of reviving the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It was the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Eid to eat, to eat some dates, odd days, 1 or 3 or 5 or 7 days. I don't recommend more than 3, though, right? Right? Before he goes to Salat al-Eid, before he goes to Allah to Salat al-Eid, because that marks the end of his fasting, alayhi salatu wasalam, or over the month. So we want to make sure that we activate that sunnah of Rasulullah. We witness the Salat al-Eid, if we can, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, and then, alhamdulillah, very much we will establish Salat al-Eid, but you have to look for the instructions, inshallah, about that. One of the sunnah of Eid is takbir, the takbir. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. From the time of ghurub of the night, the last night of Ramadan, the last day of Ramadan. So let's say tomorrow, just an example. If tomorrow is the last day of Ramadan, by the ghurub of tomorrow, by the sunset of tomorrow, we should start making the takbir until the time the Imam sticks on the minbar for khutbah al-Eid. We should make the takbir within our house, walking, sitting down, laying down. The takbir is one of the best ibadat of the Eid, right? And then the Eid is a day, maybe brothers and sisters, of visiting each other, reviving our kinship, ending our disputes, fixing our relationships, showing happiness and joy of the Eid by sharing gifts with our families and our children, congratulating each other, and do not forget one main thing, my dear brothers and sisters. Many times, subhanAllah, we take the very close people to us for granted, right? So you may start picking the phone and calling people and you say congratulations, Eid Mubarak, and you forget to say it to your spouse who's next to you. You forget to say that to your children even. And so we should not forget that, inshallah. As Allah said, those are some of the sunnah of Eid that we should pay attention to, inshallah. As Allah Azza wa Jalla أن يوفقنا وإياكم لما يحب ويرضى. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم كثيرا. الحمد لله رب العالمين. The adhan will be called, inshallah. We do a short khutbah in Arabic and then we stand for our salah. So they should pray the sunnah now. So inshallah we pray the sunnah to rak'at, to quick rak'at, inshallah. We do the khutbah and then we stand for salat al-jum'ah, inshallah. الحمد لله الحمد لله كما ينبغي لجلال وجهه وعظيم سلطانه. اللهم لك الحمد يا رب حتى ترضى ولك الحمد إذا رضيت ولك الحمد على حمدنا إياك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الرحمة المهداة والنعمة المسداة صلاة وسلاما تامين كاملين دائمين بدوام ملك الله العظيم وإفضاله. اللهم صل عليه في الأولين وصل عليه في الآخرين وصل عليه في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين عدد خلقك ورضا نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك عدد ما ذكرك وذكره الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكرك الغافلون. أيها الإخوة المؤمنون اتقوا الله حق أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل، حيث يأمرنا الحق سبحانه وتعالى بذلك في غير ما موضع من كتابه الكريم. يقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله التي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. اللهم اجعلني وإياكم من الفائزين الفوز العظيم في الدنيا وفي الآخرة آمين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروه يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا يرحمكم الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي
وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب. لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين، ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاه ويحذركم الله نفسا وإلى الله المصير. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون. وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakumullah khairan for coming even in this weather. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your ibadah. Just quick announcements about Eid. Tonight we'll wait for the moon cycle on our criteria, North and South America. So until the sunset in Pacific time zone, you'll have to wait. And if no moon is sighted, then you complete the 30. And in that case, Eid will be on Sunday. If the moon is sighted, then tomorrow Eid will be right here where you are. Sunday also, if it happens, it's going to be right here. Same format, maintain social distance, bring your own prayer rug, and put the masks on. It will be 9 a.m. So the Salah will start at 9 a.m. So try to come between 8 to 8:30 because surplus parking will be across the street. So depending on the number of people, it may take you some time coming to this place. Another important announcement is regarding Zakat al-Fitr. Fitra is $13 per head. We have that box over there also inside with some envelopes. Write on it Zakat al-Fitr or Fitra, $13 per head. Every member of the household has to be given before Salatul Eid. After that, if it's given, then it's Sadaqah. So that's very important. And inshallah, remember all of us in your dua while leaving, please maintain social distance. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all that you do for his sake. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان رب العرش العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين تقبل الله